Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Rebecca and I'm challenging myself to film this video all in one take, or this part of the video, because it doesn't need to be very long. And yeah, I'm doing this 7-day YouTube challenge where I'm trying to post a video every day for 7 days. And as part of the challenge, I have to film, edit the video, post it all in the same day. And it's currently almost 9:30 p.m, so I don't have a lot of time left for today. That's not to say that I've neglected this task for the whole day, because it's actually my sister's birthday, and we went out and we did this escape room thing. I'll get onto that in a minute, but yeah, I have filmed a little bit when we were there, which I'm going to overlay onto this video. But still, me speaking at you is going to be all in one take, hopefully, all in one shot. Well, it's not actually one take, because there was one before this that didn't go right, but I mean one shot. So yeah, we went up to London. On the train, me and my brother would, well, I always like to do the New York Times puzzles on the train anyway, mostly the Wordle, maybe the connections, maybe the mini crossword, although now that they've locked it, I can't do that anymore. But me and my brother ended up doing like the Sudoku and other puzzles on the New York Times. Oh, I like the new Pips one. I'm a fan of that. So even though they've locked the mini crossword, I'm not mad with this new game that they've given us. But yeah, I feel like we were trying to get in the puzzling mindset by doing those on the train on the way up. And the escape room thing that we did, it wasn't technically an escape room because it wasn't one room. I think it was called an escape room arcade, because there were lots of different rooms which had like smaller tasks in them, and you'd have to do as many as you could in an hour. I can't actually remember what the escape room place was called, so I will show you some pictures and some videos and put the name in somewhere, probably in the title of the video as well. Enigma, something to do with that. But I'm trying to do this all in one take, so I can't check. So the first room we went into, it was like this little library set up where there were books, well, fake books on all 3 walls. Every wall but the wall with the door. And different books, some of the books throughout the like bookshelves had like the letters of the alphabet A to Z on them. And on like this plinth in the middle, there was like this book which had a screen. It wasn't an actual book, it was a piece of technology. It had a screen on it which showed you a riddle, and the answer to the riddle would be a 6-letter word, and then we'd have to go and press the books that had to spell out the word. The books that had the letters of the alphabet on them, we'd spell out the word by pressing the book. And then R's over there. That was great. I think it was a good one to introduce us to what this like escape room arcade was all about, because then that was like one of the first rooms that we saw when we walked into, like, it was essentially a maze of loads of different rooms, because then we had to kind of cut across to a different bit because all the other ones down that corridor had people in them. And there was a point where we got to where we'd go in and out rooms, and then we'd come out of the rooms and we'd be like, did we just come from this direction or this direction? It got kind of confusing. And you don't want to waste time between rooms, because the time is just the time you spend in the whole place. So the quicker you go from room to room, the more you get to do. And you have 5 minutes in each room. You have to stay in the room for the 5 minutes, and you try and get as many points as you can. So there are a bunch of other rooms which I'll show you. I particularly liked the first one, the library one. The second one we got the most points in out of all the rooms that we did, and it was like this little toy playroom, something like that. Twister.
Work together to select 3 items when presented with a prompt. Remember, not everything you need is out in the open.
Okay, open the door. And in the middle there was this box that we had to put our hands in, where you'd have to click numbers and shapes, and on the outside, or on the walls, on the outside of the room, not in the box, you'd have like these buttons to press of the different colours, and we were trying to, stuff like that, yeah. We were trying to match, on this there was a screen where we'd have the shapes and the colours of the shapes and the number of the shapes, and we'd have to then click all those things. Which at the beginning, I was like, what is happening here? But we figured it out pretty quick, and then I guess we must have done well, because we got like 18,000 points on that one, and we did not get us that many points in any of the other rooms. There are a few rooms which I really liked, but we got less points in for some reason. I feel like some of the rooms I found trickier, we got more points in, and I'm not sure if that's just because the harder rooms had a higher point scoring system. So the more you did well in the hard ones, you score more than if you did like really well in some of the slightly simpler ones. I'm not sure. But there was this tube map kind of tube line one where you'd have to press buttons about the stations from this place to this place, and that one we didn't get, as I said, we didn't get that many points on that one. And I didn't actually get to do as much because it was kind of small and I kind of had to stand back to get out of the way. But I did like that one because it's a tube map, you know, what can I say? The last one we did, the whole time I was in that, I was sort of aware of what I was doing, but there was so much going on, which is why it helped that we had 4 people in total, because you can't have more than 4. But I think if you're trying to do each of these rooms with less than 4 people, it can get quite, like, it's hard enough with 4 people. It was meant to be this, I don't know if it was a spaceship or meant to be like a spaceship control room sort of thing. And on the screen, it would tell you what buttons to turn the dials or push the buttons a certain way. But because it was so long and there were so many commands popping up at the screen, and as you went through, the commands just got faster and faster. And I was clicking the buttons that were right in front of me, but there were commands popping up for everyone else on my team that were turning dials and pressing buttons and pulling levers either side of me, that I didn't know which ones we were getting right and which ones we were like missing. But that one was quite high scoring as well. So we obviously did all right on that one, but it was quite crazy, overwhelming fast. Yeah. Okay, and then that's basically what, I don't want to keep rambling on because I can see it's like 6 minutes already, and I said I was going to keep it one take, so I don't want to ramble on too much about the escape room, but it was really great, and the hour went by really fast, I guess because you're doing it in 5-minute increments and you want to see as many rooms as you can, and we got through 11 in total. 11 for 5, like, an hour divided by 5 is 12, so the maximum you could do is 12 rooms. So there was, like, I guess 5 minutes, because we did 11, there were 5 minutes that we lost trying to figure out where we were, walking to places and reading the signs outside each room before you went into the room to make sure that you were prepared for what you're about to go into. So yeah, anyways, afterwards we went to Wagamama's before we came home because we needed something to eat, and that was nice. And then we came home, and now which was way earlier in the day, and now it's 9:30. And I have nothing else to say, so that is my video for today. This is my outro. Because tomorrow I have no plans, no one's birthday, no plans for tomorrow, I'm going to see if I can think of a slightly more interesting YouTube video concept. But for today, this is what you get, because that's what I did today. And it was pretty cool, and I wanted to tell you about it. But it's not the most exciting YouTube video in the world. But because I have more time tomorrow, I can think and plan and spend more time filming. A bit like I did on Monday. But I don't want to do a similar thing to I did Monday, because that took up a lot of my day and I woke up late. So I didn't have a lot of time to do the big video filming, doing and stuff that I wanted to do. So yeah, see you. I'm about to say same time tomorrow, but I don't know what time it will be tomorrow. Goodbye.
Many secrets hide in this secluded military base. Work together to keep 6 alien subjects alive and healthy. Using the devices around the room, you must keep with each alien's unique needs. Should we just go?
Just go in it.
Should we just go?
Oh, wow.
What are we doing again?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.